And I just want to remind you that we will swear that we're not desperate, but if we even put the most mild of expectations, the most innocent of mental limitations on God and how he may bless us, not on God, but how he may bless us, how he's about to bring us out, I'm telling you, the enemy is going to use that, and to be very careful, because I understand the impatience. Trust me, I really do. Be careful about that, because those could be very tiny seeds that you're planting of discouragement, and that, that can turn into bitterness. You can start to get a little depressed, a little hopeless. Don't do it. God has used so many people that don't even know me to bless me. And I had to remind myself of that recently. I was like, you know what? Even with all the unbelievable losses that I've taken, I mean, just so many losses, L after L after L, taken so many losses, but in spite of, you really have blessed me in supernatural ways. Just March of this year, God used this woman that I was landscaping for probably about 6 or 7 months to put down. He led her, and I'm sure she wanted to do it herself too, but she put down just under $1,000 to get me out of jail, over a warrant that I was honest with her about, that I'd neglected over the years. And you know what she told me when I got out? And I first thing I did was go to her house. Well, not the first thing I did, but I went to her house that same evening. She looked me in the eye, even though I was honest with her, and she told me, you don't belong in jail. You don't belong there. You being in there, in spite of what you're telling me, does you no good. And it was the way she said it, and it was what God placed in my spirit when she said that. That was just part of the magnitude of the blessing too. It wasn't just the money, but when she said that, oh my gosh, that opened up a door for me. That it opened up a door for me that was good, that healed me to walk through. God has used people to just do all types of things for me. Now, the amount of people that God has used to help me versus the people that have attacked me and put me through warfare, the witches and the warlocks and the backstabbers and the liars, the users, there's significantly more of these bad people. But the weight of what God did through these strangers and people and just people that I didn't even know that well, people that I just crossed paths with on the fly, and friends, because this woman Mary, she was definitely a friend. The weight that carries is way greater than all the people that have turned their backs on me and put me through, taught me lessons that they've helped to teach me. And I want to just get on here and encourage you guys. The devil does not want me to make this video. I'm just getting tired out of nowhere, but God is faithful. And I want you guys to know that God has also brought me money. There have been 3 or 4 different occasions where I have found $100 bill on the ground. As crazy as it sounds, and this is not like random occurrences throughout the years. Well, throughout the years, sure, but it was very, very commonplace spiritually for that to have happened. And I know it was God. And God will let us know what blessings come from him. And these were times where I desperately just needed a little bit of a pick-me-up, a little something to stretch my faith even more. And even one of those seeds believe it or not, one of those seeds that where I found the $100, I sowed that where God told me to sow it, which led me to being able to be prepared for a dance event. And I actually have the dance video up on my channel right now. It allowed me to prepare, to pay for a studio space and prepare for a dance event that I otherwise would not have been that prepared for. And that opened up a door to me being able to use the studio. The studio owner at the time, she even seemed like she didn't know why she was doing this, but God was using her to bless me. And I was faithful with that seed that I got. Literally, y'all, the cost of the renting that studio space and getting the Uber there and back took probably 90% of that money. It took the money that I had left over, because I only spent probably like $10 at first, and then whatever I had left over, it took just about all of that before to plant this seed. And then whenever I got done with that rehearsal from renting the studio space, the studio owner came up to me and she said, what if we do a deal where you clean the studio after you can come as frequently as you want, at whatever times except when there's class, and you just clean the studio before you leave or when you get there or whatever, because she's been having a hard time like keeping up with the maintenance. And that was, God, that was a seed right there. That was a testament of how God can just bless you. And let me tell you, that $100, I wanted to invest it in trade stock options again. That's where my mind went to first. But God was saying, no, don't do that. You have this very important event at Austin City Hall, at the Capitol Hall. And this is what this money is for. And long story short, because there's just so many scenarios. Sorry. Jesus. Y'all, I'm like oh man. Anyways, just stay open-minded and keep your heart open, and God will blow your mind. But you gotta keep your heart open. Be optimistic. Even if it's blind optimism, which we call faith in the Spirit as children of God. Maintain that. And I love you guys, and it's starting to get dark out here, so I will talk to you guys later. Love you.